and I was running these little scams, physical scams around Lexington, Kentucky. I had worked at a telemarketing firm, and I'd like stolen their phone list in order to set up my own charity to defraud people. And I got caught doing that. Of course I did. Once I get out of that, I spent 3 months in a county jail for that. And once I got out of that problem, get out, get a computer, and not really knowing how to make money, figure I can. Finally, I find eBay.
Okay.
And I liked eBay a lot. I figured, hey, there's got to be some way to make money on eBay. Didn't know how. And back then, Bill O'Reilly, that former Fox News host that got his ass in all that trouble, he used to host Inside Edition. So Inside Edition is a 30-minute TV news tabloid show.
I think all of us, yeah.
So the one show they were having that night was on Beanie Babies. So for those who don't know, Beanie Babies in the mid to late 90s were these little stuffed animals, and they were highly collectible and highly valuable. Like, and the one they were profiling that night was called Peanut, the Royal Blue Elephant, and it was selling for $1,500 on eBay. Now, that elephant, when it came out, was about $8. So I'm sitting there watching the show, and I'm thinking to myself, Brett, you need to find a peanut. So I skipped class the next day, and I was very naive. I figured that, hey, I'm in Kentucky. There's got to be one. People don't know what's going on in Kentucky. There's got to be one in a bin somewhere. So I skipped class the next day, go around to all the little shops in the area looking for peanut. Takes more on here. About 3 hours. To figure out, no, idiot, he's not in the bin. He's on eBay for $1,500. But they did have these little gray Beanie Baby elephants for $8. The exact same elephant, just a different color. And I'm sitting there going, oh. So what do? Well, you buy that gray one for $8. You stop by Kroger on the way home, pick up a pack of blue Rit dye. You go home and try to dye the little guy. And it turns out they are made out of polyester. They don't hold dye very well. When you get them out of the bath, they look like they've got the mange. But here's the thing. And they do. I mean, so here I am, my dumb ass. I had this big yellow mop bucket. I put the Rit dye, the warm water in there, put the animal in there, and it floats to the top. So then I get the spatula out of the drawer, and I'm sitting there stabbing the animal down in the water, pull it out, and all the dye is running off of it. And I'm like, shit, this is not going to work. So what I did was I ended up ripping a lady off of $1,500. I found a picture of a real one online. I posted it. She thinks I've got the real thing. She wins the bid. As soon as she wins the bid, social engineering kicks in. So social engineering is one of these necessities of successful attacks or successful crimes online. I became a social engineer as a child because I had to understand the adults in my circle in order to survive. It was a survival mechanism. I had to understand it and be able to manipulate them if I was going to be okay. Once I became an adult, I used those tools to victimize other people. And that I am not uncommon in that. You will see a lot of the more skilled cyber criminals that are very good social engineers, and they become those social engineers as children. So with this victim that I had, I did not want to be on the defense of that conversation. I wanted her on the defense. So what I did was I sent her a message, and the message was basically, hey, lady, congratulations. You win the bid. Here's the thing. You and me, we've never done any business before.
Okay.
I don't know if I can trust you. So what I need you to do is I need you to go down to the U.S. Postal Service, pick up a couple of money orders totaling $1,500. They're issued by the United States government. They protect you. They protect me. You send those to me, I'll send you your animal. Well, she believed that. She sends me the money orders. I cash them out. I send her this creature in the mail, and I immediately get this phone call. This is not what I ordered, because dumbass here had committed that crime in my own name. So get this phone call. I didn't order this. And my response was, lady, you ordered a blue elephant. I sent you a blue-ish elephant. And the point of that story, there's a few points. The point of that story is that if you delay a victim long enough, you just keep putting them off. A lot of them, they get so exasperated, they throw their hands in the air, they walk away. You don't hear from them again, and they don't complain to law enforcement. That's like a running little thing all the way through the running line all through these cyber crimes. They don't complain.
No, it's embarrassing.
They don't. It's embarrassing. All right. If you're an individual, you've got mass media, you've got family, you've got a lot of companies out there that blame the victim, and we've even got lines about it. Right? Why would you click on that?
Yeah.
Why would you send money to someone you don't know? Who would ever think of gift cards? So there are lines where we've got them in our collective consciousness where we blame the victim. Victims, as you pointed out, they're embarrassed. They know they're going to be judged. Matter of fact, a lot of local and state, I've even seen feds do it. They will, laugh at the victim. Maybe not to their face. I've seen it happen to their face as well, but certainly behind their back. Can you believe that person was that stupid? Stupidity's got nothing to do with it. You're dealing with someone. This is their career. This is what they do. They are better at it than you, and they understand the technology and the psychology enough to manipulate you into giving up information, access, data, or cash. That's the way these crimes actually happen. So that's really the first main lesson of cybercrime.
Social engineering.
Absolutely. But that Beanie Baby story is also kind of a microcosm of the way most of these scams work. If you think about it, that woman wanted something. She had a desire for something. That desire, that need, allows me as an attacker to more easily get her to react emotionally instead of rationally or logically. If I can get you to react emotionally, that's your ass.
Well, yeah, but that's the basis of all of retail too, Brett. I mean, most buys are impulsive buys, right? So
absolutely. You got somebody that wants to believe, and then what do you do as an attacker? I have to, in order for me to defraud you, either as an individual or a company, I have to establish trust with that potential victim. If I can't get you to trust me, you're not going to give me that information, access, data, or cash.
You're right. But if I think I can get what I want and it satisfies an emotional need, then I'll give it away. I mean, that's
it.
That's kind of the foundation even of a retail economy. Like I said before, I mean, that's how you walk into Target. You went in there to buy a bar of soap, and out you come with $100 worth of stuff.
That's me every trip to Sam's Club.
There you go.
Or Costco.
Right.
Yeah.
Or Costco or whatever, right? It's the same thing. It's an impulse. You really don't need the item, but you're like, yeah, that looks cool, man. I'm going to buy it.
Right.